Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, for this fine Wednesday, April 25th, another edition of Talking Trends.
Ooh, daddy.
Happy hump day, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody.
How's your day going? Going good? The weather kind of is holding up today. I'm happy.
Look a little cloudy, but
I was worried for a bit. I thought it was going to be a little rainy this afternoon.
Yeah.
But
it's all right.
Your boy was able to walk down to the studio again today.
I thought you were getting a bike, man. We're gonna start biking together.
The bike is going to happen, I think.
The biking challenge.
Yeah, June. We'll do... No, before June, we'll buy it. We'll buy some bikes.
I'm not gonna buy the status of bike you're gonna buy because you got this high status bike. Some super duper.
I'm
bike.
gonna go for a $600 to $800 bike.
Is that the going rate for bikes now?
I don't know. I think for a good one, especially the thing around if people aren't familiar, in Halifax is a very hilly town.
Very
hilly city.
It is.
And I need a bike that can easily transition from like flat terrain and then go up, down, like lots of gears. I need something with lots of
21 gears.
I need at least 21 gears.
I need all them gears.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, and hopefully I'll be getting my bike on again this summer. I don't want to use the car as much, but I mean,
Well, summertime, man. You get your bike on, you walk on, or
exactly. I mean, we got these bodies that we take advantage of every single
chiseling.
day. So we got to start using these bodies, my friend.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like 70 years old and be like, man, I really should have used my bodies in my 20s and 30s, a little bit more.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, we're able-bodied,
we are
and we should take it full advantage
of all physical activities.
of all physical activities.
Known to man.
Yeah, known to man. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into another edition of Talking Trends. We really do appreciate your time. If this is your first time tuning in, myself and Tony take interesting news articles from across the globe, and we bring them to the comfort of your home. And unlike a lot of podcasts, this is done live. So we love to hear your comments and opinions on the stories that we will be talking about.
Ooh, we got some juicy.
And we got some juicy ones, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about this right here.
Ooh,
Sex parties
yeah.
happening in Colorado. And the neighbors are not pleased that these sex parties are happening.
They weren't invited, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Step your sex game up.
Yeah.
Tony, happy about this one. His boy Meek Mill.
He's out.
He's finally released.
He's free. He's free.
As soon as I saw that happening yesterday, I was like, Tony is pumped somewhere.
I'm all over it.
Yeah. And then we're going to be talking about this guy who used a lawn chair
Well,
for his car.
sometimes you got to get creative.
Yeah,
Listen, driver seats are expensive,
this is true.
so maybe this is the right way to go.
I mean, I'm not hating on it.
Nope.
Just trying to load up this last story. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, now it's you this time.
It's me this
It ain't
time.
me.
Oh my god.
It ain't me.
I'll take full responsibility.
Yeah.
And finally, interesting story coming off the heels of when two black guys got arrested at a Starbucks.
Yes.
This situation,
Oh, this can't be good.
no, the owners of a golf club called the police on two black women because they were playing slow golf.
They're playing too slow.
They're playing too slow.
Well, that is a rule, but you can't kick them off.
That's what I thought.
The marshal came by.
Also, golf is a slow sport.
It's a slow. We'll get into it when
Yes,
we get to the story.
exactly.
Don't get me started.
No, we won't
Don't
get you
even
started
start
right now. But before we do get started, shouts out to 902 Apparel. Met with my dude today, and he hooked us up for a friend of the show.
My
and
man.
check him out on Facebook, 902 Apparel. I'm wearing the hoodie.
Pretty sharp, right?
Yeah. I
What do
mean,
you guys think? Some nice stuff, right? Look at the design on there. Shouts out to Charlie Marr.
yeah. Thank you very much, my
Hooking the
man.
boys up here.
Yeah, much
You
appreciated.
got the right sizes for both of us.
Yeah, the medium. Actually, it's a good medium for me.
Yeah, very slimming.
Right? I used to be wearing large. Now I'm down to medium, ladies and gentlemen.
Change, people, can happen. Shouts out to Charlie. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Much love. Much love.
Thank you very much.
Respects.
We do appreciate it.
And go check out his gear.
Yeah. And the Facebook page.
Do it.
902 Apparel. Happy birthdays.
It's your birthday.
Hey. Happy birthday to Al Pacino.
The man, 78.
Wow.
Dude,
78?
He looks pretty good for 78. I'm gonna lie.
He's 78.
I still wouldn't fuck with him.
No. For those who don't know, Scarface, or one of my favorite movies, Heat.
Ooh,
Ladies and gentlemen, if you
That
have
was a
not
good one.
seen the movie Heat,
that was a good one.
you're doing yourself.
Who was in that? Was that him and
Oh man,
Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer was in
Yeah.
it, and I think
De Niro.
Robert De Niro was in it. It was a
That's
heavy
the one.
lineup of heavyweight actors. heavy
That's the one
hitters.
right there.
Yeah, the craziest shootout scene I think in a movie that I can remember.
Yeah, I would have to say it's up there.
It's pretty
It
good.
was a great scene.
Yeah, it was nuts. Ladies and
Man.
gentlemen, if you're not doing anything this weekend,
Yeah.
download or pay for it. The movie Heat, great movie.
Do yourself a favor. Check that out.
Just check that out.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to San Antonio Spurs former player Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Shouts out.
Yeah.
Um,
I had Tim Duncan at 42. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
well, I mean, Ginobili's like 40, 41.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess.
So,
yeah,
and he's
right
still
on,
playing.
Right on, right on.
Right on, right on.
Who else you got?
That's it. That's it for birthdays that I have. I don't know if you have any more.
I got one more special one.
Okay, go for it.
Hank Azaria,
Oh,
the man behind like most of the Simpsons voices,
right.
turning 54 today.
Crazy.
So shouts out to Hank. That guy is a super talent, yo.
Yeah, I can't believe he does all the voice. Like,
He does like
You
10,
ever-
12, 15 characters.
It's insane.
He
You
does so many characters.
Yeah, it's crazy when you watch somebody like that. Okay, do this person. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, then do this person.
It's
you just watch
crazy,
them just
man.
get into the
It's
mode.
nuts, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's great.
Without further ado,
Are we doing word of the day today? Are we doing that?
Ooh.
Are we not doing that?
You
We've
know
been
what?
failing the last couple of days.
we have been failing, but you know what? We have 5 more days
We're gonna get on point.
in April, so
We're gonna make it happen.
we're gonna make it happen. And the random word for today, please.
Be nice now. Be nice.
Let's see.
Be nice.
Sorry. Zug.
That's not being nice, man.
Z-U-G. Zug. Waterproof leather used for boots.
Okay.
Waterproof leather used for boots. The word Zug. And we have to use the word Zug in one of our stories today.
All right. We'll do our best.
We will try. No promises.
We'll do our best.
Speaking of breasts and
Other
things of that
body.
nature and happy hump day,
Oh, yeah.
wild sex parties disturb upscale Castle Rock community in Colorado.
Love it.
I like the story.
Yeah. Already, I love it.
So, sex parties are being hosted in an upscale Castle Rock community, and they are angering neighbors who say it's time to take action. Residents on Avery Way in Castle Rock say organized sex parties at one home are causing parking problems and noise. But they're mostly concerned with the sexual nature of the event and the exposure to any children that may be passing by.
Okay.
So one neighbor who declined to provide her full identity,
Good idea.
she said she received a copy of a party invitation from an anonymous person who is concerned about these events. It shows that 400 guests were invited.
Whoa.
Right? 87 people, including 35 couples, sending a yes RSVP.
That's a hell of an orgy.
That's a hell of an orgy. Quote unquote, she said, I think it's disgusting. The invitation references the Thunderstorm Play Palace and boasts a 7,500 square foot dwelling within every
Whoa,
amenity, including
whoa.
alcohol, food, complete with a vegetarian menu. So I'm going to be there.
Look at that.
Right?
Accommodating. Very
And-
nice.
And a chocolate fountain.
I bet they got a chocolate
I'm
fountain.
sure they do.
Isn't that what they call you on the weekends? Yo, chocolate fountain. Come on over here.
I'm here.
That's your porn name.
Yeah, chocolate fountain. I'm not sure if that's the best porn name I could have for myself.
That's pretty good.
I guess.
You don't like it?
Well, I mean,
Too racially?
not that. I mean, where's the chocolate fountain? Like, I mean, what?
I guess the fountain isn't
what-
chocolate, I guess.
But what are you trying to imply? Where's this fountain? Where's this chocolate fountain coming from?
They got to find out.
Yeah,
They got to come to the party.
Yeah, yo, why they call you chocolate fountain?
Come over here. I'll show you,
I'll
baby.
show you, baby. Come to the
We're way off track
the
here.
Thunderstorm Play Palace.
Dude,
Anyways,
I'm going.
the risque invitation also advised guests to bring their own condoms and show respect for the quote-unquote new furniture. Oh no! The neighbor described guests as being as guests from coming from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Some of them are so old that they struggled walking up the stairs, one neighbor said.
The people? Oh, my God.
Hey, man, you know what?
Oh.
The fact that the old people are still doing it,
They want to get down?
they want to get down.
Yeah.
And I have no problems with that. I'm just, me as the chocolate fountain,
Yeah.
I have an age restriction.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you?
Nobody over 50.
You do not.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't care.
Yeah, you're good to go.
As long as you're well put together and you can not struggle up the stairs.
If you can make it up the stairs,
The chocolate fountain,
you can jump the fountain.
yeah, you have the chocolate fountain's attention.
Fountain to you.
So she also adds the attendees even brought their own festive refreshments. One had 4 crock pots
Really?
showing up like they're going to a bunko party or something. Also, I don't know what a bunko party is.
What
Do
is
you
a
know?
bunko
I
party?
don't know.
Shouts out to everybody out there. Give us a definition of the bunko party. if
Yeah,
anyone
someone
can.
Google that.
Google that right
I've
quick.
never heard of a bunko party. BUNKO. Bunko.
Bunko. What does bunko mean?
No idea. That should have been the word of the day.
That is.
So the invitation showed donations are being taken at the door, $70 for couples, and single men and women, $20.
That's reasonably priced.
That's not too bad.
That's not bad.
Right? The party organizer does not want to reveal his identity, but he said that he's the victim in the controversy.
Yes, he is the victim.
I agree.
Yeah.
There was significant harassment so far I've received from the neighbors, he said. He said neighbors tried to block his driveway with trash cans and a guest car was keyed, resulting in expensive damage. Yeah, why are you going to key somebody's
Yeah,
car,
that's
man?
cold shit right there.
I don't know. That's a bad, like, I don't like that move. Out of all the time I've been alive, I've never been.
That's pretty cowardly.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
been a fan of the keying the other person's car.
Nah,
I
it's
don't
too
know.
cowardly, man. They're not around. It's an object. It's not. You're not confronting a person.
Right.
Like, I love the garbage cans. Like they can't just move them out
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's a big deal. Like, whoa, wait, we got to call the
We got 'em
authorities.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
of the way. They'll never get through this.
They'll never have sex in this house again. So the party organizer, who is a father and a husband, said he understands the neighbor's concern and he's made efforts to conceal anything that may be offensive. There are no open areas you can see outside to have children or anyone see what they don't want to see, he said. He also says he has also installed soundproofing in the home with close attention paid to the basement windows. Still, neighbors say that they can hear disturbing sounds coming from the home, sounds that they don't want their children being exposed to.
Well,
Quote unquote, you can hear people doing what they're doing, one resident said.
okay.
The Castle Rock Police Department said it's working with the neighborhood and city officials to investigate the issue, but the party organizer is not breaking the law because he is taking donations and the events are contained to the privacy of his home. I mean,
You may not be breaking any laws. I mean, it's true.
yeah.
Disturbing the peace, maybe. You know.
Listen, minus the sex, ladies and gentlemen, this sounds like it could be a decent party.
I think with the sex.
Even if it, minus the sex, if you're just looking for something to do on the weekend and you were looking
Yeah.
for a potluck, listen, I have a place for you. They serve they give you free alcohol,
You get food,
you get food, vegan options,
which is nice.
and there's the chocolate fountain,
Yeah. I mean, what more do you want?
right?
You get 2 chocolate fountains.
Exactly. You just one.
You get the real one, and then you get this one.
and you get the edible one. Well, I mean, they're both edible.
They're both edible.
Yeah.
One you can put on a strawberry.
All right.
You can put both on strawberries. Here's the problem, though. If it is actually, and I don't know how close these houses are in proximity to each other, but
Apparently, it's a very rich neighborhood. So
I'm picturing space.
I would assume there's a good amount of space.
All right.
Okay.
If that is the case, then I don't see unless the other neighbors, they lie and saying, yeah, we can hear things when they really can't. If you can't see anything through the windows, I get it. Like,
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your kids aren't going to see anything. I think it's mainly about the kids.
I think
if
so.
the kids are exposed to anything or can see something or can hear things, I would be upset.
Yeah.
If it were my neighborhood. But if as an adult, you're an adult. Who cares?
Right. And also, I would assume that these parties are happening in the evening, later on in the evening. So
I would assume as
mean,
much, yes.
maybe the kids that you would think would be offended by, I don't know, hearing or seeing something will probably already be to bed at that point.
I would assume so, and I'm assuming they're in the evening. But
And plus, there's the internet, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, depending on how old the kids are, I'm sure they've heard and seen quite a lot.
I think the only leg they have to stand on in this situation is if one of the kids did actually see or hear something and they have an actual example or case of it.
I agree.
Other than just saying, "Oh, my kids could see something," or that's obviously they're not, because these guys are taking a lot of precautions. Soundproofing? What?
Yeah, this guy's. He seems like a stand-up gentleman to me. He's soundproofed it.
Yeah.
He's covered up windows that may be of any concern.
Yes.
He's taken care of guests' needs with food and refreshments. Ask them to even bring their own condoms and forms of protection.
It's the right move.
So
he's responsible.
This guy seems like he has his ducks in line.
He does.
Sounds like a very safe sex party.
Sounds like a very prude neighborhood.
Yeah, rich people, right? Am I right? I know. Yeah, tell me, Tony.
Anyway, what was it called? The Thunder Palace? Was it called the Thunder Pleasure Palace?
It was the Thunderstorm Play Palace.
I love the name.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they're not breaking any laws, like you said. So what are they going to do? You're not breaking any laws.
He's doing it in his own house.
Anything you do in your house, you're fine.
I just think probably because the other neighbors didn't get the invite.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. If you got 400 people showing up, that is, I can see the parking and the cars being the whole thing.
Granted, maybe if I were to suggest to this unnamed individual, maybe tone down the invites.
Yeah, because that could also be a thing if there's an emergency, and emergency vehicles need to get through the street, and you can't get there because there's a bunch of...
Someone's choking on the chocolate fountain.
I'm sure there's lots of doctors in the party.
Yeah, they said there's a bunch of people from all walks of life.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Oh, boy. Well, if you want to go see the chocolate fountain, tune in here every day at 5 o'clock. Hey, how you doing, chocolate fountain?
Yeah.
Well, watch out for them sex palaces.
Yeah. I mean, if it's your thing, go to Colorado. I heard there's a great party going on.
It's going down. Potluck and vegetarian options. So, shouts out.
It's right up your alley.
Right up your something. Hello.
Hey. Up next, Meek Mill finally is released from the clink.
He's a free man.
Yeah.
Yesterday, as soon as we got off the air, I noticed on Facebook Live there was a feed coming from Philly that he was set to be released from prison. So I was like super excited because we kind of went away from the Meek Mill story for a while.
Yeah.
But and we didn't think he had any chance of getting out anytime soon because the judge wasn't going to recluse herself from the case. Mm-hmm. Anyway, after spending nearly 5 months incarcerated after a controversial sentencing for violating probation, the Philadelphia rapper was out and en route to a basketball game on Tuesday evening. I love how he goes right from the jail cell right to the basketball.
He's like, thanks for family and friends, but I heard the 76ers are playing tonight.
Kevin Hart invited me. I got to go.
Yeah, I must go.
I got to be there.
Yeah, Mom, I'll get back to you later.
I'll get you an autograph. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all good.
The Pennsylvania Supreme Court ordered an immediate release for Meek earlier in the day, directing the judge to release him on unsecured bail. Quote, from Meek, I'd like to thank God, my family, my friends, my attorney, my team at Rock Nation, including Jay-Z, Desiree Perez, my good friend Michael Rubin, my fans, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, and all my public advocates for their love, support, and encouragement during this difficult time. He also goes on to say, while the past 5 months have been a nightmare, the prayers, visits, calls, letters, and rallies have helped me stay positive.
It felt like it was longer than 5 months.
Yeah, it seemed that way, didn't it?
Yeah. Right. No, weird. Crazy.
Philadelphia's 76ers co-owner, Michael Rubin, a vocal supporter of Meek, shared an Instagram photo of Mill on the way to the 76ers game Tuesday night. He looks happy as heck. He looks like he's ready to go. Mill received a 2 to 4 year prison sentence for November for violating probation on 2008 gun and drug case. He was arrested in 2017 after being involved in a fight and arrested again later for popping wheelies on a dirt bike because that's against the law apparently.
Unbelievable.
Judge Brinkley, who was the big controversial judge in this whole thing, cited a failed drug test and the rapper's non-compliance with a court order restricting his travel in her sentencing order. The case still remains under appeal, has sparked outrage from criminal justice reform activists. Mill received widespread support from the notable artists and athletes, including Colin Kaepernick, rapper Jay-Z, T.I., and Rick Ross, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft, comedian Kevin Hart, and 76ers owner, co-owner Rubin. So anyway, he's out. And when he's at courtside, he's got chains on. He's looking pretty good, actually, for a guy who just came out of jail.
Yeah, he's the fresh out of jail starter kit.
He's got straight out. He's got the phone in his hand, which that came out of nowhere. So right now he's out. There's no other word right now on what's happening. There's no, obviously, the bail and things like that.
I'm just more interested in the judge now. I mean, I just don't understand how she'll be able to continue to practice. I mean, I hope she's investigated more so. I mean, you can't have somebody upholding the law with so much power who treats an individual the way that she has treated Meek Mill.
Yeah, I think it's been when we first started talking about this case and this situation, she refused to flex on anything. She was not being flexible at all.
Yeah.
And of course, we know there was a whole bunch of other stuff to the story about she wanted him to do a song with this artist, and that it was a whole thing.
Made no sense.
But it made no sense. But justice prevails in some situations. He is out, which is good.
Yeah.
And the things that again, even the drug test that she claims he failed. There was controversy around that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just even the probation itself, I believe it was altogether it was like a 10-year probation, 8 to 10 year probation, which you're setting somebody up to fail. Like 8 to 10 years without messing up, while the eye is basically, I say the microscope's going to be on you at this point. Yeah. I mean, accounting for popping a wheelie.
I mean,
come on.
8 to 10 years, and you're not allowed to do anything basically on probation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're setting him up for a major failure. Yeah. But anyway, he's free now. He was at the 76ers game and hanging with Kevin Hart courtside. Those are good seats. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I think even Kevin Hart put out, I think I watched his Instagram yesterday where they were in the back. I think he was getting his hair trimmed in the back room and all that stuff. He was getting all fresh for the game.
Yep.
But, man, great support for the guy, and now he's out. So hopefully he stays out and stays clean.
Yeah, we hope the best from you, sir.
My man Meek.
Like to hear some new music from you.
He's free.
As
Let's
a
do
bird.
A quick roll call here.
Yeah, for sure.
Carrie, Jonathan Cromwell, always in the house. Vernon, Julie, Alyssa, Megan, T-Woo in the house.
Shut up.
Charlie Marr, of course, who gave us the great gear today. Cree, Jeanette, Karen, Irvin. I always say Irvine. Irvin, Mike, Chanel, Vanessa, and Karen. Thank you guys for joining us.
I got a couple. Did you shout out Jim, Tara, Jenny, Jillian, Bo, Brian, Sammy, Nicole, Ian, Melissa, Brent Ritchie. Shouts out.
Boom.
Full house, ladies and gentlemen.
And Joe just joined. He heard us giving the shouts out and he jumped right on.
Classic.
He's like, my name.
Yeah. Motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
Up next, interesting story on the heels of black people just getting called out for just being black, apparently. So a golf club apologizes for calling cops on black women members. So a golf club in Pennsylvania has apologized for calling police on a group of black women after the co-owner and his father said they were playing too slowly and refused requests to leave the course. Quote unquote, I felt that we were discriminated against, one of the women told the York Daily Record. It was a horrific experience. Sandra Thompson and 4 friends met up Saturday to play a round of golf at the Grandview Golf Club, where they are all members, and she told the newspaper. At the second hole, a white man whose son co-owns the club came up to them twice to complain that they weren't keeping up the pace of the game. So Thompson, an attorney and the head of the New York chapter of the NAACP, told the newspaper that was untrue. So on the same hole, another member of the group, Sandra Harrison, said she spoke with the Grandview Golf Pro, who said they were fine since they were keeping pace with the group ahead of them. Despite that, the woman skipped the third hole to avoid any other issues. See, why wouldn't they just I don't know. It's tell them to stop. Okay, go ahead. We'll chill out. Go in front of us.
Yeah. Well, here's the... Yeah, okay.
So anyway,
continue.
Yeah, it's part of golf etiquette that slow-moving players let groups behind them play through.
That's right.
Right? If they're holding things up. And often golf courses have personnel who monitor the pace of play, letting golfers know that they're taking too long.
Yep.
Not where I golf, ladies and gentlemen. I don't go to fancy places like this.
Well, where do you golf, Chocolate Fountain?
I used to go to it's like Spryfield.
Oh, yeah.
It's like was it not the Briarwood?
Mini golf?
I can't remember. Anyway, some course out in Spryfield. It was a good time, but there was no personnel telling me how fast or how slow. And you should keep up at this pace.
Yes.
Anyway, the five are part of a larger group of local women known as Sisters in the Fairway. The group has been around for at least a decade, and all of its members are experienced players who've golfed all over the country and world, Thompson said. They're very familiar with golf etiquette, she said. After the 9th hole, where it is customary to take a break before continuing on the next 9 holes, 3 of the group decided to leave because they were so shaken up by the earlier treatment, the woman told the paper, which, I mean, I probably would leave too. Thompson said the man from the 2nd hole, identified as former York County Commissioner Steve Chronister, his son, club co-owner Jordan Chronister, and several other white male employees approached the remaining 2 women and said that they took too long of a break and they needed to leave the course. Now you take it too long of a break.
Yeah.
So now you got to leave too. Unbelievable. So the women argued that they took an appropriate break and that the men behind them were still on their beer break and not ready to tee off, as seen in a video Thompson gave the newspaper. The women were told that the police had been called, and so they waited. So the police came, did nothing, essentially, because it was just, I don't know, waste of time of a call. But I just think, like, honestly, first of all, this is such a rich person thing to do when something isn't going their way.
Well,
first of all, they're playing too slow. Let's call the cops on them. That'll teach them. I have a couple things about this story.
Yes, please
and to be fair, I think the gentleman who made the call in the first place should be arrested for wasting police time and taxpayers' money. I mean, you could get fined for making prank calls to 911 and, you know, wasting time in that nature. I think this is basically the same thing. It's just like, well, what is the emergency?
Right.
Oh, there's a couple black women and hole number 2 is just taking too long for us.
Yeah. I don't think you're breaking a law.
No.
Right? So, you know, they're calling the cops is ridiculous, obviously.
I think so.
You're not breaking a law. And the fact that the cops even showed up, like, the cops should know better than to show up something stupid like that, right? Like you're verifying it,
must
right?
have been a slow day.
Must have been a
slow day. But I mean,
day.
I think they're probably obligated to show up, I guess. I don't know.
What's the reason you're calling for? Someone's playing too slow on the course? Like
I can't imagine
the call. Going to that call, you're a fool.
I can't imagine the phone call. No. I would love to hear the recording.
There usually is on courses, and Irvin says TK played at Atlantic Playland. Oh yeah, mini golf.
Mini golf. Good. Yeah, and nice. Catch me at Putting Edge out in Bears Lake.
Oh yeah, we'll rule that course.
Yeah, who want to test me? You're gonna lose.
I think you said that. Of course, the person that travels around the course in the cart, the marshal. Right. They call him the marshal.
Oh, sure. Excuse me, Tony.
That's the name.
Okay.
I've been on courses many times in my life.
Whoa.
So the golf marshal, his job is basically to make sure that everyone is keeping pace,
right,
and not holding up the group, because it's a domino effect. You hold up the group behind you, and then everyone gets held up, and then it's a whole thing. Then it throws off all the tee times for the whole day.
Right.
That being said, like you said, the proper etiquette is that if you feel like you're playing too slow and the people behind you are always waiting, the etiquette thing is to let them play through, and then you follow them.
I do that at mini putt.
There you go.
Right. I'd assume the same rules apply.
So you are.
Listen, yeah.
I think you also said that they were warned 2 times that they were playing too slow. Is that right?
I guess at the break at the 9 hole.
But were they warned 2 times during the first set of holes? Like they were playing too slow, they have to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually you don't. Usually you get it's 3 times and you're out.
Right. Oh, you just get kicked out.
If you're too slow twice and he has to come warn you 2 times, the 3rd time he just tells you got to go.
Oh, you just got to go. Why can't
you got to get off the course? Because you're not letting anyone play through. Number 1, and number 2, you're not playing fast enough. So you're breaking the 2 etiquettes of keeping the pace of the game.
How many people?
So you got to go.
How many people are allowed to golf at once?
4 is the max in a group. Now, was this a group of 5?
I believe there's a group of 4.
Okay, so there's another rule that's being broken. It's supposed to be 4.
No, I think it is 4. There was
Oh, it's 4.
here.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought you said 5.
No, I think it's
Okay.
4.
So 4 is the max.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, so that's good. They would never let a group of 5 go on.
Yeah, because I was just like,
No.
even at like when I do mini putt and there's only 2 of us, I find sometimes it can get a little
Of course, yeah,
like
for
held
sure.
up or what have you. So I can only imagine a group of 4 people playing an actual game of golf. I mean, I don't know.
And golf is a long game, man. Like, if you don't really know how to play well, a group of 4 who don't play very well, that can be a long way for someone behind them.
Yeah.
And it throws the whole thing off. Trust me, it's super frustrating.
Yeah.
But if they did get, in fact, warned twice, and then the third time at the break, they said, listen, you guys are playing too slow. You can't continue to play. That's a legitimate golf club rule. Those are rules.
Yeah. To call the police, though?
No, the police thing is crazy, and the police are stupid anyway to show up. So
I mean,
fuck the police on that one.
It just came off the encounter of the 2 black men in Philadelphia who
I
were
get it.
handcuffed and arrested
I
at
get it,
Starbucks.
but one has nothing to do with the other.
No, I know.
You can't. These are 2 different stories.
for
2
sure.
different. And believe you me, the Starbucks thing was fucked.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened for sure.
Yeah.
Calling the cops in this situation, you're a cop. You're an idiot for answering the call, and you shouldn't have answered it, and they shouldn't even put it through as an emergency
Yeah, if
call.
I got
That's stupid.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's the nature of this call?
Yeah, tell me what law they're
I'd
breaking.
be like, ha ha ha, good luck with that, guys.
Click.
Yeah, I'd be out. I don't
There's
know.
been 911 callers, I'm sure, that have called for stupider things. We've talked about it.
Yes.
I'm sure they don't send out units.
No.
Because someone's not making your chicken McNuggets fast enough for you.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
So the fact they went out here, it made it more of a bigger deal than what it was. In all fairness, they broke a lot of rules.
Yeah. Well, I was reading some other comments when I was prying through this news story, and one of them was saying the fake accusation that they're moving too slow is just a ploy to make them feel uncomfortable so that they don't come back. I'm assuming this person's insinuating that a little racism, the white people don't want the black people playing golf on the course.
Well, tell Tiger Woods that. I don't know. Listen, I mean, one of the greatest golfers of all time.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the fact is they actually were playing slow, legitimate case, and they've been warned, then your game is over. Like you're not playing. It's like someone trying to play, tennis and they can't hit the ball. But I can't get on the court until you're done your game.
Right.
But your game is taking 5 hours.
Right.
Legitimate.
Yeah.
But in fact, if they weren't playing slow, then that's a whole different subject, obviously. But
Right.
Well,
that's the thing, and that's where the argument, because they've been, this group of women have been playing for 10 years, and they're experienced players who've golfed all over the country and the world, and they're very familiar with the golf etiquette.
Dude, that makes it even worse.
So
if you know the golf etiquette, then you need to follow the rules. You let someone play through. Are you playing slow for some reason? If you're playing 10 years, doesn't mean you're good. Maybe you're still shitty.
That's true.
And you still suck. I don't know. Like, maybe you still do suck. I've been playing for 10 years. I still suck. But, I know the rules.
Don't you like when people say that, though? It's just like, oh, so-and-so is this, so they obviously know what's going on. It's like, no, it's like, hey, my friend's a boxer. He knows, he's a good fighter. It's like, no, like, he has a losing record.
Yeah.
He's horrible at fighting.
Exactly.
I hate when people say, like, oh, my boyfriend's a DJ, and he knows this. It's like, no, he can still be a horrible DJ.
He can still suck.
He can still be horrible. Like, don't use that as the
hell
catalyst.
no.
Yeah.
Listen, trust me, I know. So,
But, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, just this.
We're playing both sides, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do on Talking Trends. We play both arguments, and we like to see where you guys
Breaking the
fall.
law, no. Breaking the rules in the game of golf, yes.
Okay, I didn't know
if
the rules.
allegations are true.
Right, I didn't know the rules,
and that's why I'm here to clarify the white games.
Yeah. Thank you, Golf Master McWhitey.
Man. We got the chocolate fountain and Golf McWhitey over
Golf
here.
McWhitey. Yeah.
Jesus.
And rounding up today's show.
Speaking of McWhitey.
Yeah, speaking of more McWhitey.
This seems like a super white thing to do here.
I would assume this has to be a white guy.
It's a Canadian white guy.
There
of
we
course.
go.
Actually, we don't know that he's white or not. But in Thunder Bay, Ontario, this is straight out of Thunder Bay. Nowhere else in the world it could ever happen. Police says a driver pulled over in Thunder Bay, Ontario, had an unusual seating arrangement, a folding lawn chair where a driver's seat should have been. They say an officer stopped a pickup truck on Monday afternoon after noticing the license plates were allegedly not authorized for that vehicle. Upon approaching the driver, Police said that the officer noticed the suspicious seating arrangement. The driver was sitting in a lawn chair placed in the front of the steering wheel. Investigators say that wasn't the only thing wrong with the pickup. They say that it was impounded for multitude of defects. I mean, you can see there's no bench seat in the front of this thing at all, including a broken windshield blocking the driver's view, a defective door handle that effectively trapped the driver inside the truck, and no seatbelt buckles in the truck at all. Police say a young driver is charged with a number of offenses related to the condition of the truck, as well as driving while suspended.
Oh my goodness!
And operating a vehicle on a highway with no insurance. So this guy had everything. What was the last? We saw a story before you did before where the guy had an iPad.
He had the iPad and like the phone right on the steering wheel. It was duct taped on there. It was amazing.
I mean, this is a decent lawn chair for lawns.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the finest material. It's not made out of Zug or anything.
No.
Which would be a fine leather that you'd use normally in boots, but this chair could have used it.
Well, I mean, in their last story, I
Yes.
wasn't sure there was any mention of the golf bags, but I would assume maybe one or two of them, since it's a rich
Yes.
golf town.
Yes.
Some of the bags could have been made out of some Zug.
See, that could have been nice too.
Okay, yeah.
But not in this case. You can see it's a disgusting, very dirty lawn chair.
Turquoise, yeah.
I love the fact the front. Now, actually, I see a seatbelt. If you see in the top,
I do see it, but I think that's probably for the passenger, I would assume.
but there's one. If you look closely on the left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, you see what looks like a seatbelt.
Oh, okay.
Now, the problem is there's nowhere to attach them to. So if you look at the center, there's no center console where normally the other part would be. So that's, I think, what was the big thing. But, you know, you got to be a bit more careful, I guess, when you're driving. This thing is not deemed for, it has no insurance. He's got no license. It's the right thing to do. So he gets arrested. I don't think they say what he's going to be. This is all the offenses he's going under. But we'll see what happens with this guy. But anyway, very suspect truck here.
That's when you call the police. This
is a perfect case to call the police.
This is when you use 911 appropriately. When someone doesn't have a license and they clearly stole a license plate and put it on another car.
Yeah.
And then when you see this person get in the car, there's no actual seats in the car. They're throwing in the folding seat.
No, nothing.
That's when you raise a little bit of suspicion and you call 911. Be like, hey, there's somebody I'd like you guys to check out.
Yeah, this is the right move. That's when you call the authorities.
Right.
Not when someone is not golfing fast enough for your liking.
Yeah.
So, anyway, be safe, people. Next time you go into a car, make sure it's got seats. Make sure it's got a seatbelt. Make sure.
Yeah, don't ride with that person if they pull up in.
Well, obviously, he couldn't ride with anybody anyway. There's no other seats in the joint.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's people ride in pickup trucks in the back.
Yeah,
with no seats,
which is super wrong, as
right?
Well.
Yeah, I mean, so I wouldn't put it past anybody. Be like, hey, hop on in. You know what? If I was walking late night from the club and I was getting ignored by the cabs, and this gentleman pulled up next to me, first I would question why he's picking me up, but secondly, I'd be like, you know what? You could take me home, sir.
Well,
and I will sit on the floor right next to you.
You are the chocolate fountain.
I'm a chocolate fountain, and
I recognized you.
Yeah, that's how he knows me. Yeah,
you chocolate fountain.
You look familiar.
You look super familiar. Did I see you at the Thunder Pleasure Palace?
Yeah,
Thunderstorm.
Yep.
Oh boy. Anyway, be safe out there. That's the key.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up for tonight? What's happening
this evening? Oh man,
it's Wednesday.
There's a couple things happening this evening.
There's one more thing I'll talk about when you're done too.
Okay. First of all, it's playoff seasons, ladies and gentlemen. And
Daddy.
There's Game 7 happening with my Boston Bruins against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Those fucking Maple Leafs.
Those goddamn Maple Leafs just won't go to bed. So I'm hoping tonight in Boston, my team can finally lay it to rest. But I don't know what's going to happen because
you're very worried.
I'm very worried because
you look very worried.
It's nothing like the Bruins to wet the bed on a situation like this.
They're playing in Boston, right?
They're playing in Boston, which is, I mean, they're already up. They were up 3-1.
That's right.
So chances are it's hard to win 4 games straight.
True.
But, ladies and gentlemen, stranger things have happened.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. Toronto has a very good team this year, and even last year their team was great. So anything can happen. I'm just hoping for Boston. I would love to see them go on to the second round and play. I don't know who they would play. I think Tampa Bay. So
I don't usually watch hockey. This might be the one to watch.
it's gonna be a good one.
Do the Raptors play tonight too?
And I believe the Raptors play Washington this evening in Toronto.
They're sucking it big time right now too. So.
In which I think they need to win this game. If they don't win tonight, ladies and gentlemen,
they're finished.
Washington will take that all the way home.
One of the Toronto teams is going to be victorious tonight, or maybe both of them, or maybe neither of them.
I'm hoping just the Raptors.
I know. He's obviously a Bruins fan, so we'll see what happens in that game. Hopefully it's a good game, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. To be up 3-1, too. That must kill you.
I was just watching every game and just shaking my head. Just like, I mean, I don't know. But I have to give it up to Toronto. I mean, for not laying down and taking it.
They won't go away, man. They will not go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I like my sports, but I'm not a crazy, I'm not super biased. Like, I like good sports games. Like, I recognize good game. I'm not I don't hate your team.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I would like my team to win, but shouts out. I mean, shouts out to Toronto.
If you play good, you play good.
They're playing great hockey.
Yeah.
And don't think.
Can't argue with that.
Don't text me and think your texts are getting to me. I'm not that person. I could care less. These people could care less too, because after they're eliminated, speaking of golf courses, that's where they're headed.
They don't care.
And they were getting paid fat stacks, and they could care less about what we think about their game.
They lose tonight, they're in Vegas tomorrow. Trust me. Trust me.
So
Anthony says Raps, baby. Yeah, let's hope for the Raptors to pull it through tonight.
Hoping for the Raptors for sure tonight.
Very quickly, on the Toronto incident that happened the other day with the van and everything, I saw the video today of the cop who took down the person that was involved.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we were talking about this. If it happened in the U.S., that motherfucker would be dead on the sidewalk within 2 seconds.
Exactly. And
I don't know how this cop, shouts out to this guy, because I have no clue.
He needs a promotion.
He needs something, man. Make this guy captain.
He needs to be recognized for his actions.
There's no way. The way this guy is gesturing. Looks like he's ready to shoot.
I saw some of the video where it's very jerky movements. And I'd be me as a policeman, I don't know what I would do.
Dude, he wants to be shot, this guy, and he's provoking the officer. The officer keeps cool and finally approaches the guy and takes him down, not even hard. The guy starts to go down after a while because he just sees him coming. He's calling my bluff, basically.
Yeah.
Shouts out to that officer, man. That's a hard fucking job. And this guy here could have easily pulled the trigger. He would have been justified in doing so.
Yeah. I think in another situation, I think coming from that happened in Toronto, I think it was a couple of years ago, where somebody was on a bus or the subway with a knife.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people thought there was a lot of excessive force that was probably used, because I believe the person died with multiple gunshot wounds, and it probably could have been handled a lot better.
Yep.
And if that's the case, if this officer had that in the back of his mind, even more so, props and kudos to you, or even kudos to the men and women who are police officers who took that into mind. And
hard job.
Yeah, man. I'm not taking anything away from your job, but shouts out to that person for keeping cool, making Canada look great, making policemen and women look a little bit better, a lot better.
The U.S. is looking up at us and going, oh, that guy would have been dead
America. Yeah, exactly. You guys
take some lessons.
You guys take some notes and some lessons.
No doubt. Shoto Charlie Marr says that cop did it like a boss. He did. And Charlie Marr, thank you once again for the 902 apparel. We really appreciate it. Looking good.
Yeah. And
go check out the Facebook page for sure. 902 apparel, right? 902
apparel.
Check that out, guys, for sure. Got some good gear on there. So shouts out to the men and women.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's show. We again appreciate your time hanging out with us for that quick half hour to 40 minutes talking about some interesting stories.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, head over to our YouTube page, subscribe to your boys, comment, like stuff, stay active on the social platforms. We would love for you to do that.
We shall return tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
For a brand new session here with us, talking trends. We hope to see everybody back again tomorrow. Be safe tonight.
Yes.
And peace.
Peace, and go Bruins, go Raptors.
Yes.
We out.